Hello YouTube, welcome back to The Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus, with me, Flik, and my Twitch community. We're going to even call them an audience because the people who have stuck around this long are more than that. Let us see what fresh horrors await today. Hello again, Sora. I got started. Tarot Cloth, the air strike thingy. Good damage, good tier rate. Alright, yeah, not a bad start. We don't know our HP, which probably means it's bad going by the other stats. MBZW4860 is the seed. I will use that pill just to see what it is, but hell no, we won't go. Wait, that's common cold, not Bob's brain. Sorry. Got my wires crossed there. Saw green blob, assumed Bob's brain. Well, there goes my map. Hello, look. We just got started. You still have one last paper due before your master's degree? Alright, so it's still exam period then, essentially. Wasn't just finals. That is good to know, because people obviously have a very good excuse for not being here. I'll still hold it against them, obviously, because that's the done thing, but at least they have a good excuse. Do I have a riddle to pose to you? It's not a riddle, it's more like just a brain teaser. There is a common connection. I think it is possible to work it out. Would you like to try and guess it? Before we get into storytelling, I thought of this, or rather I looked this up to know for a fact before getting started tonight. Give it to us. I did like the face swap picture of Pikachu and Sonic. Yes, I actually think Sonic with Pikachu's face looks a million times better. Looks kind of adorable. You lost your job, that sucks. Well, let me tell you a brain teaser to cheer you up. Also, thank you, Frog Lawyer, for 25 months with a tier 1 sub and for indefinite lawyer support. Or whatever it is you lawyers do. I don't really know. Alright, here is the question. Oh, also, hello and endgame is very good. So here's the question. What do Peter Cullen, Kevin Conroy, and Tara Strong all have in common? And it's not just that they're voice actors, before anyone says that. What else could they have in common except voice acting? There's one very specific thing. I should have found a way to phrase it where the voice acting wasn't like confusing, because obviously that is something they have in common, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. No, Peter Cullen's never done anything Batman related. Peter Cullen is the voice of Optimus Prime, for anybody who isn't aware. Oh bollocks, I wasted it. Because the haunt's invincible. You feel like it's the hair? I don't know if that's insulting or complimentary. I'll give you a hint after this is dead if I don't see anyone on the right track. Actually, this fight's taking longer than I thought. I'll just give you the hint now. It's to do with nerd culture. Okay, that's good. We had our item room. We don't need our shop. We'll just go and hope that we have a map. Are they 40k nerds? I really, really hope so, but I don't think they are. They all play D&D? Not that I know of. No, you're thinking of Darren DePaul. He's big into D&D with Matt Mercer. Let me see, what else can I do that's a hint? If you don't have it by the end of this floor, I'll tell you at the top of the next floor. Alright, I have something that's tangentially connected, but not directly. And it is something to do with Torbjorn. That's a big hint. I'm just gonna explode you if you don't mind. They have families that are Swedish. No. The all voice characters in Deep Rock Galactic? I wish. I want my dwarf to be Kevin Conroy. They dressed up like Endgame at a con? No. Well, they may have done that, but that's not the... Not that I know of. I don't think Peter Cullen is... Like, he and Kevin Conroy are too old for that shit. They're all secretly dwarves. Okay, I have a feeling Chad is not going to... Did I get teleported there? I did, didn't I? Oh, no I didn't. Who are all the people again? Tara Strong, Kevin Conroy, Peter Cullen. I can't think of any other clues better than the one I gave most recently. Hey, small rock. Alright, I'll kill the boss and then I'm just going down to the next floor, I think. Yeah, probably. So then I will give the answer. Incidentally, although I feel like that last clue I gave is a pretty big one, it's still not an easy answer, to be fair. They've all voiced characters that are opposite gender from them? Nope. Well, maybe, but no, not the thing I was looking for. Okay, there's a deal with the devil. More tier rate, which is really good. Ooh. I'm gonna go Judas' Shadow. I could technically... You know what? Will be a little risky. And I will clear the floor, and I want Spirit Hearts that will just leave until I die on purpose and become Dark Judas. They love comic books. Booka? Did you mean books? Alright, the answer is that an autograph from any of them is worth roughly the same thing. Oh, don't take it yet. And I didn't know that until I was just kind of... What does that have to do with Torbjorn? I said it's something that I own that's connected to Torbjorn, and I have Torbjorn's autograph. It was sent to me by somebody who met him at a con. Poppy Widow, if I remember correctly. You didn't know that? It's behind me. It's on my shelf. Framed. That was just one hint of a few. Well, anyway, I was looking at, because I was kind of like thinking about, you know, starting up Arkham Origins again tomorrow. Kevin Conroy doesn't voice Batman in that one. I was just like, oh, I wonder how much a Kevin Conroy authentic autograph costs. So I was looking that up on eBay, and then I was like, oh, I wonder how much a Peter Cullen autograph costs. And it was, oh, that's roughly the same cost. And then just kind of tangentially, when I was looking for Kevin Conroy stuff, there was just various cast members associated with the Arkham games and also the original Batman cartoon. It's like, oh, Tara Strong voices Harley Quinn. Her autograph is also worth roughly the same, round about between $45 and $65, in case you're curious. Alright, time to die. Judas' Shadow kicked in. Excellent. We'll just take that and get the hell out of here. The two brown poops in that room look different. Which room? This room? if they were spawned by the room next to the sacrifice room, what manner do they look different? Now also, if you search for a Kevin Conroy autograph, the first thing you see is actually a nice big poster from Arkham City of Batman like holding Joker by the scruff of his neck, signed by Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. And that's going for $650, but it's got an official authentication thing to show that it's really Mark Hamill. So obviously that's the one they're paying for. But if I was still bringing in peak Overwatch money, I'd buy something stupid like that in a heartbeat. You've got a key for Deep Rock Galactic? Valnar, are you here? Please give it to Valnar if he wants it. He likes grindy loot games, he'd love it. He was here before I started. So anyway, that's what I learned before the stream. I know that wasn't much of a talking point, but I had a fairly nondescript, boring day off, honestly. Did the food shopping for the week. Ended up spending a lot because the dog food I get for Sora was on offer, so I was like, stock up, it's on offer, stock up. So I did. I bought myself a tiny hand mixer because anytime I've been baking anything thus far, I've been doing it by hand. I was like, oh, sometimes this consistency is just not good enough. I need a hand mixer, so I bought a cheap one of them. And I bought just a make your own cupcakes box because I wanted just something to test it with. The cupcakes were very ugly, but they were pretty okay taste-wise, I would say. I'd give it a solid not too bad. I didn't think this was Mr. Meeseeks. I thought it was the box that follows you around. I have instant buyer's remorse and wish to refund. I did do adult stuff, yes. Alright, everybody just at Valnar in Discord because I'm sure that would be something he would enjoy. Also, if you could download it before I finish this Isaac run, that would be perfect. Although the Isaac run is going well from most perspectives, so it might not be a long one. Oh, he's back. He's embarrassed that we caught him not being here. Ooh, there's our HP solved slightly as well. It's a very powerful run, Jesus. No, not butt stuff. That comes later. Sorry, after watching Bing Cat again, I'm doing all Bing quotes all the time. Because as bad as they are, I just love them. I don't remember how big the download is. I think it's pretty big. Oh, also for anyone interested, I did record another Batman Battle Report today. I will edit it tomorrow, and then it'll be up in a few days. And I might even do another one the day after that. Because I'm still painting some 40k miniatures I need done before I do the next one of them. Well, I only need to do one, but for some reason I'm dragging my heels. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm just feeling the scratch for non-40k. You're somewhat lukewarm. You get drunk and collect gold.
Rules card.
A piece of paper is your guide. I didn't even watch anything besides like crappy documentaries on Netflix either. But I still haven't finished watching Arrow. I watched I think it was National Geographic. I finished watching that Yukon Gold season 5, which is the only season on British Netflix, because that makes perfect sense. Then I watched, I think it was called like Ghost Town Gold or something, and it was about two people who go to like dilapidated Gold Rush era places on the Oregon Trail and like buy crap off of people because they can sell it to collectors who like it and will pay more. It was kind of entertaining, I suppose. Taught me a lot about that era of American history, which I didn't know. Honestly, even if you don't end up enjoying Deep Rock Galactic that much, I think we're still going to get more enjoyment out of it than we are going to get it out of Space Engineers. And that cost you $4, or however much it was on offer. I think we'll just go. Hello, Vice President. You got here just in time because I want to talk to you about my Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. By which I mean... Wow, I wasn't expecting that to one-shot. By which I mean Batman. I've been reading Batman comics. I read both the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tie-in comics. And then today I read one called The War of Jokes and Riddles, which was pretty interesting. Not going to go over the turtle ones too much because we talked a little bit about it during Monster Hunter on Saturday. But yeah, there's two tie-in comics where Batman teams up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've seen the artist in a couple of videos on YouTube, and he's an affable fellow. The stories are ridiculous, but fun if you like Turtles and Batman. I would say the first one definitely suffers from just going too weird, because all of Batman's villains get turned into furries, basically, by the mutagen that you know, turned the turtles into turtles. Or, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, I don't... Wait, I have keys. Why isn't this opening? Not that I want them. I will hear your story, yes. Well, I'm also telling mine, though, but... It's also fun... They don't exist in the Batman universe, which is what I thought they were going to do. A temporal anomaly thing involving a Lazarus pit kind of makes their dimensions cross. Oh, we can do the floor again. Good, that gives me more time to talk. Wow, this is too powerful. We still need to finish the floor once. I've got to remember this is here. So what I did enjoy is when, like, Batman first comes across the turtles, he kicks their asses because he's Batman. But it's kind of cheesy, but at the same time it's funny because after the fact the turtles are talking to each other about like who the hell was that guy, why is he dressed as a bat, etc. And then Leonardo's like, did you see the way he was fighting? Wasn't it strange? And like Raphael's like, what do you mean? It's like, he wasn't going for death blows, he wasn't really attacking, he was reacting to us attacking him. It was like he was trying to figure us out, and then he, with complete sincerity, he says, he fights like a detective. And detective was in bold. And I thought, that is so stupid and funny. Hello, kitty. Pardon me? Please open. Thank you. Hang on, I'm reading the story. Every time you went into a tunnel when you were with your grandparents, you did the na-na-na-na-na-na Batman thing? Oh, from like the Adam West Batman. That's a good way to spend your time when going in and out of tunnels. Thank you, Ken Save, for 24 months with your Twitch Prime. Welcome back. Remember to improve the quality of your memes that you put in my Discord if you want to have a birthday next year. Because you didn't get one this year. Must do better. See me after class, etc. Strength card, we'll keep that. See, that was entertaining. The second comic is about... Well, the first one is about the Turtles coming to Gotham. The second one is Batman and Robin go to the Turtles' New York because Bane accidentally finds his way there via Lazarus Pit, and they need his help dealing with Bane, who kind of takes over. Also, in terms of like power rankings, if you like, Batman beats up the Turtles. He and Splinter are pretty evenly matched, and then Batman can beat up Shredder, essentially. Now, the artist, who again I've seen in videos on YouTube because he's guest spotted on Riddle Media's videos a couple of times. He's a really good artist. I think he does like emotive faces exceptionally well, especially considering there's not much to work with if someone's wearing a cowl or a mask or is a turtle. But I do have one thing that kind of put me off his art style, and that's he does muscly characters too chonky, especially Batman in the first one, and really badly with Bane in the second one. Like, they're just so wide. So ridiculously wide. The way he draws Bane sometimes in the second one, it reminds me of how Kingpin looks in Spider-Verse. It's that kind of caricature-ish. And that really put me off because I don't like caricature in a semi-serious setting. Alright, we're doing the floor again. Yes, too chunky. Batman is an agile fellow, and yeah, he's like tall and muscled, but he's not hopped up on Venom. So he shouldn't be as... Well, granted, Bane was even bulkier than he was, but like compared to normal humans, he was just way too wide. It didn't look right. Which I didn't like. Also, in that second story, like the whole Turtles storyline to it is Donatello feels inadequate. So he gets addicted to Venom to try and like prove himself. And that was a story that didn't really need to be a thing. But he gets beaten up by a villain and then his technology fails when he's trying to help Batman, so he's like, well, if I can't fight and I can't do technology, because, you know, as we all are aware, Donatello does machines. Where does that leave him? So he starts taking Venom so that he's even chunkier. Should also point out, Casey Jones is in both of them. Which I thought was fun. No, Raphael's just doing his whole, like, doesn't trust Batman shtick. They did a nice reference to the original Turtles movie when he's walking around Gotham, he's wearing the trench coat and hat, like he did in the original live-action movie. Which holds up, by the way. That movie holds up. The first live-action Turtles is really, really good. And the turtle costumes in it look a hell of a lot better than the Michael Bay ones.
The lovers.
Well, in the comics, he's kind of like, he thinks Batman's just doing it for the thrill, so then Batman has to take him aside and take him to Crime Alley and, you know, do the whole parents are dead shtick to get Raphael to believe him that he's not just, like, doing it for the thrill. Even though Raphael himself is probably kind of doing it for the thrill, which didn't make much sense, really. But whatever. They were stupid, but they were fun. They go a bit too far in places, and I didn't like the art style, but they were fun. Well, maybe that's why they made it be Donatello, because he's the last one you would expect. Like, the one you would think would be Raphael, right? Because he's angry anyway. The other live-action original Turtle movies do not hold up. The second one is super cheesy, so it's kind of fun to watch for that. The third one is never watch quality. Never ever watch Turtles in time. That was people like these turtles, but we've ran out of ideas. What do we do? Ooh. Free deal with the devil item. And it's a really good one. We're just getting more and more powerful. It's ridiculous. Does Donatello also lock himself in the Batcave for an entire month? No. It does end with Batman giving him the training notes he uses to train Robins, to give him an edge in battle. Also in the second one, Raphael and Damien keep on beating the shit out of each other, which I thought was quite fun because they're both obnoxious children. Hello, Polyemi. We're talking about Batman. Well, we're more or less finished. Well, no, we're only halfway through because I forgot. The thing I read today, the War of Jokes and Riddles. It's from the Rebirth line. You can probably guess who it's about judging by the name. I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to spoil the end eventually. I might accidentally spoil it on my way to the end. So if you care, you may not want to listen for a bit. Oh yeah, Damien is worse than Raphael, yeah, for sure. Did I cook anything new? I cooked some ugly cupcakes. So the War of Jokes and Riddles is that, well, from the outset it's set up like the Joker isn't smiling anymore. He isn't laughing. He seems very depressed. And the Riddler isn't satisfied with riddles anymore. So he hypothesizes that the only way either of them is ever going to be happy is if Batman dies. But if one of them achieves that and the other one doesn't... Did I get a friendly portal? I did get a friendly portal. If one of them achieves it and the other one doesn't, the other one will never be satisfied. So he proposes that they team up in order to make their dreams come true. Then the Joker just shoots him to see if he'd laugh. And he doesn't, so then he just walks away. So the Riddler, upon recovering, decides he's had quite enough of that, and instead of going after Batman, he starts a war with the Joker, and then all of Gotham's villains take a side. Hence the name. And we're going to get into spoilers pretty hard. Have I had the aim room on this floor? Yes, I got Kane's eye, right? Yeah. Yeah, villain Civil War type situation. And it acts as the origin story of a new vigilante, well, it's a villain really, not a vigilante, called Kite Man. And anytime anybody says Kite Man, be it him or someone he is facing, he always has to say, hell yeah. Yeah, like Kyle from South Park. Ooh. And it's stupid. Like, Kite Man as an entity is obviously stupid. It's just some like informant that kind of tried to play both sides because Batman forced him to. And then Joker poisons his kid and he decides to become like a vigilante working for the Joker side to get revenge on the Riddler. And it's stupid and it's played for laughs well, I would say. Just the whole concept of Kite Man. Like prior to him becoming Kite Man, I was going to post this picture on Twitter, but I felt like I'd been tweeting too much today, so I decided to hold off. There's a great like 4 or 5 panels, a whole page, where it's just Kite Man and Joker sitting on a couch together, with the Joker just kind of like glancing at him while he tells a story about how he was forced by Batman to set up the Joker, but then the Riddler found out, so then he tried to set up the Riddler, but then Batman found out about that. And the Joker's just kind of staring at him while he's telling the story, and it's wonderful. Well, I should also say, like, the framing for this is that Batman is telling this story to Selina Kyle because they're in a relationship and he wants to marry her, but he says he isn't comfortable marrying her until he tells her what he did during the War of Jokes and Riddles, because he did something bad. So this is him telling the story to her to make sure that she's still okay with him after that. So the thing that he did is that, well, actually first of all there's a scene where as Bruce Wayne he tries to hold peace talks between Joker and the Riddler, which is just a quite fun like 6-course meal of them discussing things at Wayne Manor, which results in him offering $1 billion to whichever one of them convinces him they should be the one to kill Batman, because then they can use that money to coax over all the villains on the opposing side, thus stopping the war because one side will win. And the Riddler doesn't, like, the Riddler's an arrogant asshole, as you're probably aware, so he's waiting for the Joker to put forward his argument about why he should be the one to get the money, and the Joker just like, he looks to the left, he looks to the right, and then just pauses, and then says, I'm the Joker, he's the Riddler, who cares about the Riddler? And that's his argument. Which is a pretty good a pretty good argument, rather. So Bruce gives the Riddler the money, and then as Batman teams up with the Riddler to take out Joker. But as they take out everyone who sided with the Joker, only Kite Man was kind of loyal to him. They beat up Joker, and then Batman says, like, that's enough, you've defeated him, let's arrest him. Riddler and the rest of the villains all turn on Batman. And then Batman, as it turns out, was working with Kite Man the whole time, and then Kite Man kind of ejects everybody from, like, the building they're in where the Joker was staying. And then as all that's happening, the Riddler looks at Joker and then shouts at him, why aren't you laughing? I just got defeated by Kite Man. And the Joker still isn't laughing. And as it turns out, the War of Jokes and Riddles had absolutely nothing to do with killing Batman. The Riddler wanted to be the one to kind of work out why the Joker had stopped laughing and to make him laugh again. So he orchestrated this elaborate plan just to get the Joker to laugh. And then Batman, upon realizing this and realizing that Riddler killed Kite Man's son for no reason really, grabs a knife and goes to try and kill him. And then the Joker stands in the way and gets stabbed in the hand instead. And then he starts laughing because Batman was about to kill the Riddler, and he finds that hilarious. And then that's the thing he wants to tell Catwoman before he marries her. Like, he's not the Dark Knight, he's not a hero. He was about to kill somebody, and he only didn't because the Joker's hand got in the way. So it was I didn't see the twist coming. It was very fun. I saw, like, Riddler backstabbing Batman coming a mile away, but that was all part of the plan. And I thought the Kite Man stuff was incredibly stupid, and it was like, they're not really trying to set this up as a recurring character, are they? And it turns out it was stupid on purpose. It was all part of the plan. It was meant to be funny. Apart from him getting his son killed, obviously, but still. Because he needed an origin story. I wasn't 100% set on the art style for it. Like, the Joker looks fine, but the Riddler looked a little bit too... I don't know, he just looked like a rough Irishman. And he gets shot by the Joker, like I said, and he turns the scar by cutting himself into a question mark on his stomach. I was like, you're going too far there a little bit. Especially if this is all actually an elaborate ruse just to try and get him to laugh. But what are Kite Man's powers? He gets beaten up a lot. That's about it, really. He provides Riddler and Riddler's allies with kites so that they can fly into the building the Joker's rigged with bombs. Yeah, I would recommend reading it. It's the 4th book of the Rebirth series. I have read the others in the Rebirth series prior to that, but I never really talked about them. They were fairly meh, I would say. I Am Bane, which is the 3rd one, is pretty good, because that's where Bane Rebirth comes from, if you've seen me use him in the tabletop matches. This is potentially risky. Oh. Those are going to be very powerful. Like, I Am Bane is pretty good. It's just Bane going back on the Venom, except having a bit more of his intelligence back. Prior to that, he was hanging around in, like, some Cuban island naked on a skull of... a throne of skulls, rather. For no apparent reason. Don't ask. Don't tell. But, like, he becomes too powerful for Batman to take on directly, so he hides in Arkham and then releases all the villains. And then Bane just works his way through the villains, beating them all up, which is pretty fun. And then by the time he gets to Batman, he's weak enough that Batman takes him on and wins. Headbutts him and shouts, "I am Batman," because he keeps on going on about how he's Bane. Oh, we got the Bob transformation. That's bloody rare. I must admit I don't actually know what it gives you. Hello, Keyline Pie Guy. I don't know about Plastic Man or Kite Man. Kite Man, the first I'm hearing of him is in the War of Jokes and Riddles. Did Batman break Bane like Bane broke Batman? No, I just headbutted him really hard. That was about it. No, that's okay. We don't need to know. We are putting a bow in this. Wait, what's the other way to say it? We're stick a fork in it. It's done. This run is done. It's way too powerful. If Delirium opens up, I don't really want to do Delirium because Delirium sucks. Oh, actually, did Valinar accept the gift and did you download it? Do you need me to fill more time? Oh, because the way did open. I'll just wait for the answer. Real quick. Oh, yeah, 129.39. I can't go to Mega Saiyan, I don't have the Bible. The Bible, you know what I mean. You're just finishing the tutorial? I didn't even do the tutorial. It's fine. We're going to park this one. It's parked. That's a new expression I'm starting. It's called parking. Anyway, for the YouTube side, I hope you enjoyed my blatherings again about Batman. If you didn't, tough shit. I like talking about it. See you next time.